Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Monday edition of the JP Peterson Show. As I return from Chicago, watching the Rays win one game. I saw the game they won, so that was fun. We got lots to talk about. It's a football Monday because we got Bucs and Texans coming up tonight. Cannot wait for this one. After a smorgasbord of college and NFL football all over the weekend, which we will get to, we got a big game tonight. Big game for your Buccaneers. Joining me, as he does on each and every Monday, the great Nick Geddes from On3 Sports. Good morning to you, sir. How was your weekend?
Good morning. Good weekend. Not having to worry about really any of the college teams. I mean, at least the ones that we support, and not having to worry about watching the Bucs on. I shouldn't say worry. That sounds like a negative thing. Not having to, because we get to watch it tonight. But it's fun when you get to watch college football with a free headspace, and you're not emotional with your team. Same thing with the NFL on a Sunday. So I know you had a great time in Chicago. You probably weren't as locked to the TV as I was this weekend. But it was still fun nonetheless.
Yeah, no, we went to watch the games after the Rays game, which I will get to. Dude, talk about a spectacular day in Chicago. I got the pictures I'm going to load up. I'll show them to you a little bit later on. But, man, 65, it's low 70s, beautiful sunny day in Chicago. Just walking up from the bottom, and then you walk out and you see this beautiful grass baseball field and the ivy and the buildings behind it, the scoreboard. They've kept everything so idyllic. It is everything that baseball should be and can be. You can't build those stadiums anymore. It just doesn't work that way. It's the history that makes it beautiful and unique. I mean, we've done a good job with Camden Yards and some of these other ballparks, really kind of bringing that back, the romance of yesteryear of baseball. But there's nothing like Fenway Park, and there's nothing like Wrigley Field when it comes to the history of the game. And it's just candy for the eyes if you're a baseball fan. Saw a great game, back and forth. Caminero hits his 40. That would have been his 42nd, I think, 43rd. At that particular time, called that one. Told my son, Colin, Cammy's going to hit one for you. Right over the 400-foot sign. And then, of all people, Fortes hits the game winner. And then they do everything they can to blow the game at the bottom of the ninth. And Caminero came up with a nice defensive play, got the guy at third. They had first and third and nobody out, Fairbanks. And a one-run lead, and they got out of it. So that was their lone W. Cammy got another home run yesterday. But the Rays are cooked. They're 7.5 back with 13 to play. They are going to end up being what I thought they were for the beginning of the season. We'll touch on this maybe later in the second half of the show. But what a great experience. What a great experience. I highly recommend it. All right, so anyway, let's get to the Buccaneers right away as we get ready for what should be a very, very interesting game tonight. And obviously with the Falcons winning yesterday, and I thought, I don't know, how did you look to watch that game last night? I watched most of it on the plane ride home.
Yeah, I fought back the urge to go to sleep because I wouldn't call it the most entertaining affair on a Sunday.
It was not, to say the least. But it was interesting, I thought, and I thought they played really well. And that, to my point, I think they're a pretty good football team. They're a damn good football team. And the Bucs getting a road win over them is even more impressive now after what I saw last night. So, it puts the pressure on the Bucs to get to 2-0 and keep chasing this. And it'll be an interesting game tonight. So much about tonight's game is about injuries. As we know, Godwin and Wirfs actually practiced much better than we thought this past week. I mean, Mike Evans said Godwin looked good out there running routes, but he's not going to play. So I don't know if this is more subterfuge or what, but evidently Godwin and Wirfs are closer to playing than we thought they were, but they're not going to play this week. Gedeke is questionable. Izien and Morrison are questionable. I think Morrison maybe has the best chance to play of the group. If Gedeke can't go, that's going to be a very interesting situation. A very, very interesting situation, because then you've got four guys out of position or basically new against Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter, one of the better defenses in the league. That's going to be a very interesting situation. Josh Grizzard is going to have to really coach around a lot of injuries on this offensive line, and it's very difficult in your second game as a play caller to have to coach around that chipping, which limits your playbook. That's a real tough ask, especially in a loud stadium on the road. 4 new guys basically playing 40 positions. That's tough. That's a really tough ask for any offensive team. So, and if Gedeke can go, and hopefully he can, how good is he going to be? How quick is he going to be on the bad foot? So that is not good. Now, the Texans are not without their issues as well. Jake Andrews, their center, is down, so they're going to have to go to a backup center who played last year but didn't play well. That's why he's a backup center. Braxton Berrios is out, wide receiver, and Christian Kirk. So they lose 2 wide receivers and a starting center. So, and they already had some injuries to begin with. So I think injuries are a huge part of this game tonight. Will the Buccaneers offense be able to operate the way they normally would? The answer to that is no, they won't be able to. Even if Gedeke plays, you're still at a disadvantage with, I thought the offensive line played pretty well last week in general, but this is a totally different group. So I think tonight is a low scoring game. Everything is going to be at a premium. Penalties are going to be at a premium. Do not get a key penalty that keeps points off the board or flips field position. Any of that stuff is going to be crucial. The Bucs have been pretty good about that. And managing the game is going to be extremely important. When to go for it on 4th down, when not to. Hopefully the Bucs the Bucs defense will not allow the Texans offense these long, sustained drives the last 2 games that have been killing this Buccaneers team, because they don't get any offensive possessions, limited plays. You got it. It's just, to me, this is going to be a very defensive oriented, don't make a mistake, don't turn the ball over game. What do you see, Nick?
I feel like that's what everybody has said, and everybody thinks this is a low scoring affair. And even the game screams it, obviously, and that's why everybody is saying it. So obviously that means that this is going to be some shootout like it was last time that these 2 teams played.
Exactly.
The epic meltdown that was the Bucs defense in that one in 2023. I want to forget that one. But
God, no,
for what it's worth, I know Mike Evans said he had a sour, he was like angry after that game. So, there's a lot of the guys are still here from that 2023 team, obviously. So there's a lot there for them to try and go and rectify what happened 2 years ago. But this is a new year. It's still, a new team and everything. And, both teams playing with some big time injuries on the offensive line. It's funny. We talked about the Bucs immediately after the game last week. And that was like before we had a chance to really watch the tape. And we were like, oh, the Bucs played their C game and they still got to win on the road and against a divisional opponent. And then you watch the tape afterwards and it's like, wait, the Bucs kind of played a lot better than maybe the first watch indicated, right? Especially defensively.
Yeah.
Where I felt like defensively, I was like, oh, I don't, something about the Bucs defense. I never feel comfortable about it, but they actually were pretty good in stopping Atlanta last week. And this Texans offense, something has just been majorly off about this unit for, the past year or so. They swapped out offensive coordinators. It was a 1-game sample size so far with the new OC against the Rams, and they scored 9 points. And CJ Stroud still, you're gonna be shocked to hear this, but trading Laramie Tunsil did not make the Texans offensive line magically better.
Never understood that.
Coming into this season. So I'm expecting, I'm going to say it, I expect a low-scoring affair. I think Hassan Reddick, who on the rewatch last week of the tape, I thought he was outstanding.
Played really well.
The Falcons, and albeit against a third-string right tackle. But guess what? This is not exactly a great matchup for Houston against him this week. Vita Vea and Kalijah Kancey going up against a backup center. I'll take that. Mm-hmm. I think the difference in this football game is going to come down to which quarterback makes the play at the end of the game. And based on what I've seen of recently, I have to think I have more confidence in Baker. In fact, a lot more confidence in Baker Mayfield and more in general, the Buccaneers offensive operation to make a play when they need it over the Texans, who also, don't forget, Christian Kirk is not going to play in this game either. So we're looking at Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, and 2 rookies for the Texans. So a lot of shorthandedness, but I think the Bucs here have enough to maybe squeak out another road victory and get to 2-0, which is something that Todd Bowles seems to do really well with this team.
Yeah, but 5 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. We talk about everything is at a premium. Catch the football. Defensive backs, catch the football.
Yes.
One turnover could be the difference in this game tonight. CJ Stroud is going to be under pressure. He's going to be under pressure. He's not great under pressure. He will throw you the ball. You got to catch it. You have to catch the ball tonight. Whoever you might be, Zion McCollum, Jamel Dean, Antoine Winfield, hello. I'd love to see you make a big play in this game. This is going to come down to who catches the football, who falls on the fumble. It's gonna be 2 or 3 plays that decide this game tonight. And the Bucs need to buck this primetime trend.
Yeah,
it's 5 in a row starts to get in your head. So hey, we're starting a little earlier. It's not 8:15 or 8:30, so we're starting at 7. So maybe that is a little bit
local
better.
time is 6, right? For them,
local time is 6. So come on, it's not past your bedtime, Baker, Mike. This is good. Your Texas homecoming for you both. So let's step it up, and be big. And this is one of these games, right? When you talk about when we asked Levante and Baker all their during training camp, how do you go from a scratching to get in the playoffs team to an elite team? From a 9-10 win team to 12 or 13. That 1 seed where we're talking about the 1 seed. Well, it's winning games like this. Going on the road on a Monday night against a decent team, what we think is a decent team, and figuring out, and not with your best group, you've got injuries, clearly, figure out a way to win this game. Figure out, like you did last week against Atlanta. It's a great job of figuring out a way to win the game, making the plays when you have to make them, managing the game the way you have to manage it to win a close game, a 1-score game. That's what this has got to be. And the Bucs have not been good at that at prime time. So, we talk about getting better. What is getting better? This is getting better. This is doing something that you haven't really done in the past few years, and that's win a game, a toss-up game on the road, and maybe not just win it, but control it. And it doesn't have to be a blowout, but control the game. And you'll be up 2 scores most of the game, and be able to manage it. And that's the best that you can hope for in a game like this tonight. Get out, and then you come home. You got the really bad Jets at home, and Justin Field may not play, and then you got the Eagles coming in. So what do we say? 2-2 in this stretch would be great in the beginning with all the injuries. We'll take it and get the hell out, right?
No, if the Bucs have taken
now we're
another
getting a little greedy, right?
No, they should be though. They should be. If we are going to sit here and talk about this team potentially being a Super Bowl contender, then to any talk of let's just go 2-2, screw that.
Yeah,
screw that. I just want. I mean, the San Francisco 49ers could barely field a freaking offensive roster, and they're 2-0.
They're 2-0.
The Bengals lose Joe Burrow yesterday, and they didn't stop fighting. They're 2-0. Both of those teams I've seen play in Super Bowls. I mean, that's what you got to do in this league. You got to get a little greedy. And right now for the Bucs, it's about survive and advance. I mean, that's kind of where it's kind of what it is right now. It's the beginning of the year. I don't think we're expecting, or you're going to see a at least on offense, a perfect operation right now because of the injuries. That is the big factor, right?
Right.
You just got to do enough to get by. And, your defense has to sort of play, kind of how they did last week. And, they could stop the run. Like, I don't think Houston's going to be able, if the Falcons weren't able to run the football against the Bucs last week, I don't think that Nick Chubb at this stage in his career and Daire Agumbawale and Woody Marks and that crew with that offensive line, I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball tonight. I think Houston's going to be very one-dimensional, and you should have some opportunities to tee off on CJ Stroud if you have the advantage up front, which you should. I say you should, but I also have seen before the Bucs have the advantage on paper in that matchup and they don't win. But again, Hassan Reddick, huge X factor this year and the stuff that he is able to do for you. So yeah, survive in advance. You don't have to play your best, I think, to win this football game. And again, get to 2-0. And if you win 2 games on the road, kind of surviving and advancing, not playing your best, all the injuries, to me, that shows me that you've turned a corner, at least early on.
Yeah, I agree. We got a lot of comments early on this morning on this game and others. Bucs Basement is in this morning. Shocking development. Says, I'm wary for today. Bowles and the Bucs suck in primetime. Even if we win tonight, Bowles has been incapable of going 3-0 with Fields in concussion protocol. That leaves the Bowles backup curse active. Man,
it's a little Bucs negative to start on a Monday morning.
He's so negative. So even if we win today, we're 3-0. We have the 3-0 curse. Bowles' team is incapable of going 3-0. I'm not even gonna read this. I'm sorry, it's just too negative for me this morning, bro. What else we got here? We got Nathan Elliott. Good morning to you. Welcome back from Satan's armpit. It's not that bad. Chicago's not that. I've got some kind words for Chicago later on in the show. Ice Cube Jones, good morning to you. Says LFG Buccaneers Monday Night Football. I know, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. By the way, what are you cooking tonight? What are you cooking as you're watching the game? Are you watching at home? Are you going to Riveters? Are you picking up wings at Riveters? Obviously, that's the place to watch the game tonight. No question about it. But if you're staying home, which I'm staying home, I'm a little under the weather. Traveling gets you sick. You can't go anywhere without getting sick, no matter what your immune system is.
Speaking of that, have I ever told you, JP, that my wife just gets it? Have I ever told you that?
No.
Yesterday, week 2 of the NFL, there's a little crisp in the air in the morning.
Yeah.
And she says, you know what? Let's do a little deep clean of the house in the morning. Get the affairs in order.
Yeah.
Let's get all the fall decorations out.
That always feels good. Yeah.
Always feels good, right? We got all the fall books in the corner of every
the pumpkin things out.
Touch. We got the pumpkins out and everything.
Nice.
Custom pumpkin, by the way, that has our last name on it and everything. And
wow. Personalized pumpkin. Oh,
personalized pumpkin.
Nice.
Goes to the store, get a huge chuck roast from Publix. And we bought some hoagie rolls, the fresh ones from the deli, of course.
Oh, nice.
And then we put it in the crock pot, 6 hours, and we had ourselves some, what do you call it?
Little barbecue sauce?
French dip sandwiches.
Nice.
We made the jus and everything, football on the TV. It just felt like fall yesterday.
And she's pregnant too.
And she's
Come
pregnant
on now.
too.
Wow.
I mean, and that was all her idea.
Wow. That's
beautiful.
That's a keeper. Way to go, Case. Great job. That's, Ashley very much the same way, but we were in Chicago this weekend. There's something, I love going out to Riveters or a bar to share it. It's fun. There's also something about just staying home, watching the game on your TV. You can hear everything. You can replay whatever you want to replay, right? You got your own food that you made that's perfect just for you. Love that. What are you guys making tonight? If you're staying home, put it in the comments. What are we making tonight? I want some recipes. I want some ideas. The French dip sandwich, that sounds good. Might have to dust off the crock pot. Bucs Paper says if Gedeke can't go, hit the under on rush yards guaranteed. That's something positive. I'll take that. Nathan Elliott says, hey, Josh Grizzard, short, fast passes, 2 tight end sets. Watch Bucky and Rashad in the passing game. Yeah, we said that last week. I would like to see that, the best way to neutralize an outside rush, right? Screen passes. Mm-hmm. Let them invite them upfield, throw it over their heads. And, of course they know that, but just execute it. And this is the thing, though. When you have 4 new players in offensive line positions, executing screen passes, very difficult to do. It wasn't a big part of the package last week, and I think that's why. But maybe next week of practice they can get that back in the play.
Yeah. I need to see more Rashad White tonight. I mean, I really do. I mean, you can say all you want. Bucky's a better runner than him, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Rashad White is a weapon in the pass game, and he is a weapon as a pass blocker, as we saw last Sunday as well.
He was taking dudes out. He really relishes that role. And Bucky did a great job too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all did. James says, look at Vikings last night without key players on the O-line. Hopefully Luke can play, take his shot and play. But if not, injuries on O-line is going to be another tough road for the Bucs. Absolutely. I mean, offensive line is so key in this league. It's so key in this league. Yeah, last night, I mean, you feel a little bit for JJ because he was under duress big time. He was under duress.
Boy, Justin School did not look pretty good back there yesterday.
Yeah. For those of you who are like, oh, we let Justin School get away. No, I think we're good. Although not like we have a lot of confidence in Charlie Heck, but Charlie Heck may have to play tonight. Yeah. So it's all this is, this is a big part of this. The NFL game is coaching around injuries. And Josh Grizzard is going to have his hands full tonight. Mike H, good morning to you, says, why are they starting so early, 7 o'clock? There's 2 games. I like the doubleheader Monday nights.
I like it too. A lot of people don't, and I like it.
And listen, especially in September, any games in Florida, let's have the second Monday night game. If it's the Dolphins, the Jags, any outdoor games in Florida should be at night. The second game on Monday Night Football or the first game. So we can avoid any 1 o'clock games whatsoever. Either and put us as a second. They should have 2 games on Sunday night. Do the same thing on Sunday night. I don't care. Just no more day games. September. Awful.
They win the day games. So
they do win the day games. But I'm not giving in to the primetime curse. I'm not. RJ Martin says, good morning. Time to break this primetime curse. Bucs 30, Texans 21. I don't see that many points, but it's the NFL. Who the hell knows? Joe Forsland's in this morning saying Tampa. I guess we have to say Bay. What else we got here? Nathan Elliott says, good morning, JP. I was talking about Florida. Florida is Satan's armpit. Take a look at the map of Florida. Tampa's just south of armpit of Florida. It is hot, stinky, and nasty. Weather in Chicago was great. Yes, it was.
Yesterday was a beautiful day out, though.
I'm going to call Florida Satan's armpit, though. Shut the hell up. It's hot here, but, I thought you were talking about Chicago. You know who I saw up there? The great Lonnie Wilkins doing his working for the Cubs. He stopped by and say hello. I got a picture of that. I'll show you later. Michael LaRue, good morning to you, says, I can't believe Daria Gumbawali is still in the league. He wasn't very good when he was here 6 years ago, but good for him for sticking around. Yeah, how about that? That's it. He's a testament to being a good teammate, a great special teams player, and a worthy and a damn good runner. He wasn't bad.
He can catch the ball out of the backfield, too. That's always given him value.
Yeah, and he can block, too. So, have a skill, have a really good skill.
That is true. He was in the league when the Bucs were wearing alarm clock numbers. I mean, that's crazy.
I know. I remember him well. And his sister. Loaded tots and buffalo wings for tonight, says RJ Martin. Loaded tots.
Classic.
That is a classic. And easy to make, too. Get the frozen tots. We don't need to be cutting potatoes here. Frozen tots, and then you put the cheddar cheese, right?
The bacon on top.
Sour cream, and then musty. You got to have sour cream. It's a must. Got to have sour cream for it. So, and then do you throw anything else on there? Bacon.
People that put on scallions need to be. No, we can't do scallions.
Onions?
I hate when people. No, the onions and the scallions. We can't do that on French fries with tots. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Onions make everything better. All right, so I want to get to some of the college games here in our first half hour as well. So USF goes down to Miami. My first feeling on watching that game, to watch the replay, number one, Miami's really freaking good. Miami's really freaking good. This is the best Miami team I've seen since 2001. No question about it. They are big up front on both sides of the ball. They are quick on the edges defensively. Their secondary is definitely better than it was last year, but mostly on both sides of the line of scrimmage, they just dominated USF. And when that happens, it's really, really tough to win a football game. Mark Fletcher ran the ball at will, and he's really good too. A good power runner, finds the daylight. That 38-yard touchdown run kind of ended the whole thing. It was just I don't know. I'm going to say USF was outclassed. They looked a little tired, to be honest. I think they didn't have the pop that they've had, but getting beat up on both sides of the ball up front will do that to you. It'll make you look not as fast, not as the linebackers couldn't have as much impact because the tackles were up on them. It was a pretty good butt whooping by a really, really good Miami football team on their home turf. I don't take anything away from USF. I still think they're very much a top 25 team. I think they can, without question, make the playoff. They can make a run and should make a run. And at this point, if you don't go, and they came out of it, I think, unscathed for the most part these first 3 games. I don't know if they have any major injuries. We'll probably find out more today. But if they are unscathed, and with this schedule that they have ahead, it's very manageable. And there's no reason that this USF team cannot climb back into the top 25 and be there at the end of the year to win the American and win the American. And I think with the win over Florida, now how Florida plays is going to kind of determine a lot of USF's outcome as well. If they can get to be a 500 team in the SEC, and I think that's possible, and we'll talk about the Gators here in a second, then I think that bodes well for USF. I mean, did they get blown out? Yeah. But I still think USF is going to prove. Now, listen, they have to go blow out some teams themselves. When they play some of these teams in the American, they don't need to be screwing around in one-score games. If you want to be the college representative, you want to be that group of, what do we call them, group of 6 now? We want to be that group, that guy. You got to kick some ass. You got to win your games, and some of them decisively. If you want to get, that's just the way it is. And with all due respect to the young lady that covers USC, the polls do matter, and they matter a lot. So, go take care of business. You came out of this 2-1. Who could have thunk it? 2-1. Right. Are you kidding me?
You've already overachieved. Overachieved.
Absolutely.
So yeah, everything is still right in front of USF. I know it sucks to get blown out like that, especially with all the the hype that was on USF coming into this game. But listen, this is a really really good Miami team. If you could make an argument, if we're ranking teams off of what they've done this season, you could put Miami at number 1, and I wouldn't disagree with you. I think 100%. They're that good, and USF was at such a talent deficit in the trenches. That was where the game was won and lost. We could talk about Carson Beck, we could talk about Mark Fletcher, the skill players, no matter all that. It was all about the trenches. It was so clear in that game early on, USF was not going to get any pass rush at all. Yeah. And when you don't get a pass rush and you allow Beck to just sit back there and pick you apart, the talent deficit is going to show. The truth is, when you're a team like that is working from that talent deficit, you need the team that you're playing that has more talent, kind of like Florida, to sort of have self-inflicted mistakes. Yep. Florida had a lot of self-inflicted mistakes in that football game. Not taking anything away from USF, okay? But Florida beat themselves a lot, okay? And Miami just wasn't going to do that. Miami is a very focused team right now that has their eyes on something bigger. And
it looks different.
It looks different, and they weren't ever going to have a slip-up. And so they disposed of USF. But again, doesn't take anything away from what they did. I think it's a little harsh, but I knew it was coming. No matter what happened in that football game, USF was not going to be ranked on Sunday. I just knew that was going to happen. But
I think that's unfair, by the way.
I think it is unfair, but 25. I think it is unfair. I was going to point it out why it's unfair, JP. FSU beats the brakes off Alabama. Alabama beats the mighty Louisiana Monroe and the Wisconsin Badgers, who stink, by the way. Mm-hmm. And Alabama has gone up 7 or 8 spots in the AP poll since the loss against Florida State.
Come on.
Like it's all about the logo. It's all about the logo. So I'm not going to get sucked into another AP poll thing because we all know what it is. But it seems a little harsh on USF for sure.
I agree 100%. But honestly, it doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter. Go out and take care of your business, and you'll be able to do what you need to do. We hope, because in the end, it does come down to a committee. So unfortunately, but just go out and take care of what you need. I think the best case scenario for USF was to come out 2-1 and relatively healthy from this first 3-game stretch. And I think they've accomplished that. So now everything is in their path. And even if they were 1-2, I think they would still be, but a 2-1 and a win on the road at an SEC opponent. That's huge. That's huge. Yeah. I mean, you tell me how great the SEC is. And listen, and we'll get to Florida. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll talk about the Florida LSU game. I thought it was interesting for a lot of different reasons. I don't think, it's as bad as Gators might think. I know you don't feel that way, but I think you need to look at it just a little bit differently. But we'll see. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side, and we will get to some more of your comments. We got the LSU Florida game to look at. We're going to talk some Lightning here today. We got lots of NFL to get to, so put your comments down, and we'll get to all those questions and comments as well. Hey, we're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. Give them a call and get your free case evaluation at JeevesLawGroup.com. Non-attorney spokesman, offices Tampa and St. Pete. Also, by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Folks, if you're looking for a new car, you have got to go test drive the Genesis. The coupe, the SUV, phenomenal cars. Incredible technology, incredible comfort. The price and value is off the freaking charts. And the Murphy Auto Group, Michael Murphy, will make you a great deal as well. So get on over there, get a test drive at Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears, just off of 275. Back in 3. Stay with us.
Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at KingmakersTampa.com. It's a private club in Midtown Tampa where you can work and play. It's a office by day where you can get a private office there. We have a stylish conference room. We have a production studio where the JP Peterson Show is usually, and you can use that as part of your membership. And they have a golf simulator, a sports bar, a place you can rent out for events as well. So it's a really unique place. Private club, KingmakersTampa.com. Go there. Tell them JP sent you and find out all the information about memberships. And they will go fast, by the way, folks. So make sure you go down and take a look. Take a free look around. They'll give you a great tour. Orestes Destrada may come give you the tour. So check that out. By the way, Big O will be dropping another podcast tomorrow as we officially bury the Rays. Are they dead? They're dead.
They're what you call a highlight team right now. Like, you're not going to sit there in front of your TV and watch them for 2 hours or so, but you're going to watch the highlights after if you really want to.
If you want to.
What?
The only thing left now is how many homers does Caminero get? Does he break Pena's record?
I was going to say, if we can just get Caminero somehow to continue this heater and hit 50 home runs.
Oh, my Lord.
Goodness gracious, man.
Would he be the youngest to hit 50? Have we figured that out yet? Who's the youngest to hit 50?
He's got to be. He's got to be.
Check that out, Nikki numbers.
I'll look it up, but he's got to be.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to comments, actually, let's get to some of the comments, and then we'll get to UF.
He would be the youngest. There you go.
He would?
The youngest is Prince Fielder, who was 23 years and 139 days old.
Huh. Prince started fast and then faded really quick. Did he get injuries, or was it what happened?
I don't know. He got paid by Detroit.
Yeah,
he went to
big
Detroit, and he was a good player, but he kind of lost. He lost a little bit of his power. I don't know. He did not have the long career you thought he would have. But in Milwaukee, he was amazing.
Yeah, he was one hell of a star, but didn't have the finishing power. We hope Caminero has the finishing power. Yes, Joe Burrow, by the way, out 3 months with a broken toe.
Jeez.
Yeah, my fantasy quarterback. So I've lost George Kittle and now Joe Burrow on my fantasy team. But I did win yesterday.
You got to coach around it, JP. You got it. You
said I'm coaching around it.
You said it 20 minutes ago. You got to coach around it.
So I went and picked up Juwan Johnson because I had the number one waiver wire because I scored 49 points in week 1 when Smoltz kicked my ass like we knew he would. But I got Juwan Johnson. So I put Evan Ingram. I dumped him, but I kept George Kittle on IR. So I started him yesterday, and he got me. And Jamar Chase came up big because guess what? Jake Browning can play. This just did. Jake Browning can freaking play. No,
I don't think that's sustainable. I know he went 4-3 a couple years ago when Burrow was hurt.
Yeah,
I don't know. He threw 3 picks yesterday.
Keep throwing, baby. He also threw what three tutties too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did win the game. Good drive.
He won the game, right? That's all that matters. Bucs Basement says Baker's maybe if you're lucky a top 10. Burrow is unquestionably a top 5 in the league. I'd say Baker's up to top 8 now. He's up at top 8. I mean,
By the
Burrow's
way,
better. We're not arguing that.
This started because I think you skipped over it.
Oh yeah.
I think Bucks Basement said something about the Bucks, like wishing the Bucks had a Joe Burrow quarterback. Here it was.
Oh,
He said it's a pipe dream, but I'd do basically anything to get Joe Burrow to the Bucks. Burrow behind our O-line with our weapons. Oof, what a dream. Bengals have failed him.
Why you got to be negative? Baker's got better numbers than Burrow, and Baker stays healthy. He's not a China doll.
Let's not say that. Let's not say that Baker Mayfield's in the same tier as Joe Burrow. Let's not do that. Let's not go overboard. But
he's more productive.
Oh,
because he stays.
Come on.
He stays healthy.
Oh, Joe Burrow played the
Who's
position.
got more touchdown passes the last 2 years?
Oh my! I JP.
Listen, I'm just saying, for my team, for my Buccaneers, I don't think Baker Mayfield has a dressing specialist. I don't know what a designer, a clothes designer. Listen, two is each. I'm just saying, Baker fits us in Tampa.
He does. He does.
If you've watched quarterback, you know what I'm talking about.
I understand what you mean, but I'm just saying Joe Burrow.
I don't need my quarterback to have a stylist.
Joe Burrow played the position last year as well as I have ever seen it played. I mean that.
Agreed. I'm just saying, there's fits. I like my guy.
I do love our guy.
I like my guy.
But we have our quarterback.
Spectacular.
We have our quarterback, though, so this conversation is moot.
That's right. But, who would I rather have? Baker Mayfield.
Oh, my goodness gracious. We need to move on.
That's my quarterback. It's more than about just football. It's more than just about how you throw the ball, my man. Got to be durable.
We need to move on.
Christopher Cole asks, how bad is the Bears defense when they let the Vikings take over in the fourth quarter and give up 52 points yesterday? I was in Chicago when the Bears game was going on, watching it at the airport with the Bears fans.
Based on the attendance at Wrigley on yesterday, I don't think many people in Chicago wanted to watch the Bears play.
No. Ditka. Bring back Ditka. Yeah, the Bears are in trouble. How about that? They started like a house of fire in the first half against the Vikings, and now the last 6 quarters have not gone well. What the hell happened to the Bears defense?
I just want to point out that, the NFL is such a week-to-week league, and there's all these crazy narratives. Everybody's like, oh, the Lions' offense is just not the same.
Yeah, I said that yesterday. I was like, without Ragnow, their offensive line is totally different. Ding, ding, 52 points.
Have you looked at the players on the Lions roster on offense? You really think that was going to just stay? I think after what we just saw from the Packers on Thursday night, I think the Packers just have the best defense in football. Can we just say that?
It's pretty good.
We just chalk it up to that? The Lions are fine.
Despite what my man says about Micah Parsons. Sorry, Timmy. He's an impact player.
Micah Parsons is the best defensive player in football, and I still can't believe that you would ever trade that guy. He is the most twitched up edge rusher I have ever seen play football. I didn't watch Reggie White or any of those guys that you did. For my generation, this is the most twitched up pass rusher I have ever seen.
Might get a bloop coming into the show. When somebody comes into the show, there's a little sound that goes off in our headphones. It's called bloop. That'll be Timmy coming in to argue with you.
Yeah, how'd the Cowboys pass rush look yesterday?
Not so good.
It's
so bad. We're gonna sign Jadeveon Clowney. Cowboys.
He's gonna be the missing piece to the Cowboys' woes.
Well, I wasn't gonna pay Micah Parsons, but I'll pay Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah, at least they're stopping the run, right?
Yeah, got that going for them.
No, not really.
Timothy Fitzgerald says Burrow has never been sacked 60 times, and some of those sacks are on Burrow. He holds the ball too long. It takes too many hits. You want your guy to hang in there but protect themselves more. That's right. Tell him, Tom. You tell him. Christopher Cole says USF versus Miami was like JV versus varsity. Come on, dog. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
It was 49-12.
I know, but there was a point in the second quarter. If they turn those first 2 drives into touchdowns, it's a totally different deal. And then the catch by Joshua Moore, that 50-50 ball in the end zone. Look, USF was not going to win that game, but there's some instances that they could have kept it closer. And I didn't think it would look like JV versus varsity. I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't think it was that bad. James says, sorry, JP, USF will disappoint by season's end. Yes, dominates Boise, but beat a Gator team that's a train wreck. The Gators are not a train wreck. I totally disagree with that. Miami 70.5 line was a lock of the week. Oh, shut up. Shut up. You didn't say that before the game. Well, you had 75 comments in here last week. You show me, maybe you did, but show me the one where you said that's a lock. You can't come by afterwards, drive by and say that. Show me, bring me up the comment. I don't know if we can get a picture of it, but I don't remember you saying that was a lock last week. So shut up. Not true. All right, let's talk a little Gators here. So a 20-10 loss at night at LSU. I like the way the Gators went in there, to be honest with you. Before the game, they were all pumped up, got in a little scuffle before the game. Just it can't let you know that they're here for business. I like that. They weren't scared. They weren't, we lost to USF. Oh, woe is me. I mean, they held LSU's offense down for most of the game. I mean, LSU's offense scored 13 points. They had a pick six. And they allowed 45 yards rushing by LSU until the last 4 minutes of the game. They ripped off a long run. I thought the Gators played plucky. I thought they played physical. And if not for 5 interceptions by DJ Lagway, I mean, they win this game. I mean, if you want the narrative, you think the narrative is like you just said, that the Gators are a train wreck. I don't believe that. I think they played hard for Billy Napier. They get a couple of different bounces go their way. They did not get blown out by LSU, and they had 5 turnovers in the game. Lagway needs to be better, and there's no question that he's rusty, and his lack of reps in the offseason is really, really hurting him. But they did not get outclassed physically by an LSU team that's, probably going to be ranked in the top 5 most of the year. Brian Kelly was getting, he was getting asked, what's wrong with your offense? And then ripping the
jeez, man. I will say I don't know if that should have been the first question after a big win like that. I think that's more where his frustration was, but we have eyes, Brian Kelly. Your offense has not exactly looked great to start. Yeah,
for Garrett Nussmeier, he threw for 220 and a touchdown. It wasn't impressive. I mean, LSU was not super impressive to me.
No,
and I think it's because
the week prior they played a nobody and they scored 23 points.
Right. Yeah. So, and by the way, Whit Weeks gets thrown out of the game for targeting.
Oh, God, terrible.
Listen, and this is my problem with the targeting rule. I mean, at the last second, it's not even a second. It's at the last millisecond. The ball carrier drops his head, okay? And at the last millisecond, Whit Weeks drops his head because they're attached to his shoulders, and they hit helmet to helmet. Did I think Whit Watson was going in there with the crown of his helmet to spear him? No. He was trying to make a tackle and a play. And I think I think that this absolute, if the helmet hits the other helmet, it's automatically targeting. I don't think we can. It's too big of a penalty to take away the best player on defense for the entire game because at the last millisecond, both guys lowered their heads. I mean, am I wrong here? It just doesn't seem commensurate. I understand what we're trying to do, but I think as an officiating crew, you have to try to figure out some intent here. Was he looking to spear the guy with his helmet? Because that's what we want out of the game. No. Both heads came down at the last millisecond, and they collided. Am I wrong here, Nick? If I am, tell me.
No, I think it was a horrible targeting call, and I don't understand these referees and like their willingness to almost like take over a football game or like try to throw somebody out for nonsense. And it's not just in that game. Yesterday in the NFL, I mean, the game is like, it's like the game is gone or something. You can't touch quarterbacks. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if you saw it yesterday. Josh Sweat, this almost cost the Cardinals yesterday. Josh Sweat on the last drive of the game gets called for roughing the passer for just a normal hit on Bryce Young.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, we'll get into it later, I'm sure, the nonsense that happened in the Philly KC game. That's a whole other discussion. Yeah. But officiating in football across all levels is so it's such in a bad spot is the way I'll say it. And the Whit weeks, that should have never been called. You cannot make that call.
Yeah, it's and you see it in the NFL and college football. Everything has become so litigious, and you slow things down to the millisecond. And I mean, he's not intending to spear the guy with the top of his helmet. Like, it's literally, I mean, 0.001 of a second right at the end of the play. Both guys, not just Whit, but both guys lower their head. What's he supposed to do?
My thing is too, like, I understand, like, you have to have targeting a part of the sport, and there are some plays where absolutely you have to legislate it.
Yes. But
not every targeting is the same.
Exactly.
Number one. And why are we ejecting players from football games for this?
Yeah, I don't get it. Especially in a situation like that. Because what they're doing they've actually said, if it's helmet on helmet, you have to eject the guy. No, it can't be this way. It can't be so black and you were trying to be black and white about it. But what ends up happening is you're not fair about it. The rule has... I understand the rule and what we're trying to do. We're trying to take the helmet out of the game. But this is not a guy that ran over there looking to spear somebody while somebody else was holding him up. Or led with his head. It's both guys duck their head, which is only natural. It's only natural when you're wearing helmets. So I have a huge problem with that call. Huge problem with that call. And has nothing to do with whose uniform you have on. But I thought the Gators showed up. I thought, they didn't get blown out. And listen, that 87-yard touchdown by Baugh that gets called back, that's a killer. That when you're on the road and you get a play like that, that is an absolute killer. And it would have been the difference in this game, quite frankly. So if you're saying, Florida's a train wreck, I disagree. I think they're a talented team. I think Lagway's got to be better. There's no question about that. And I've saw people like, oh, is Lagway the guy? What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Yes, Lagway is the guy. He's been injured. Get him healthy. Let them get into their season a little bit. It's a ridiculously tough schedule. I get it. But again, if they can win 7 games, I think it's a huge accomplishment for this team. What was your take on it?
I said it last week. I just don't feel like the standard at Florida is, we grinded out 7 wins or we grinded out 8 wins. That just shouldn't be the standard for Florida. And I mean, you could say that, Lagway's rusty and the injuries. What part of the 5 interceptions was, he's because he's injured? He's just not seeing the field well. He's not seeing the field well. He's trying to make these crazy plays and they're just not there. And it comes down to a quarterback who, is a sophomore. And in college football, if you haven't learned anything, I mean, having the experienced quarterback that has seen everything seems to be the winning recipe right now across the sport for the most part. And I think we simply have, I'm sure we're guilty of it too, just crown DJ Lagway and some of these other young quarterbacks just too early when there's a lot of development still there. And I think the biggest issue with Florida, listen, defensively, you give up 38 points in the last 2 football games. If you would have told a Florida fan that going in, you're probably really happy with that. And you think that at least you won one of those football games, but to lose both of them, you have to point at the offense and the total lack of juice they have in the turnovers from Lagway. I mean, he was the sole reason why they lost that football game. There's no way to get around it. I hate to point it at one guy, but I think it is. And to me, the biggest issue is Florida's offense. Billy Napier is trying to run this thing through DJ Lagway and the passing game when they should be running this offense through Jaden Ball.
I agree.
Jaden Ball is a player. When Jaden Ball gets the ball, things are happening. There's juice there. And I look at it, he got 10 carries in that football game. 10 carries.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good enough, man. Jaden Ball is the best player on your offense. DJ Lagway is the biggest name in your offense, but Ball's the best player.
And you got a good offensive line.
Exactly. Run the offense through him. He should be getting 30 touches a game. Now, he was effective as a receiver in that football game. He had 7 catches, 59 yards, but 10 carries? Come on. It's like, why is DJ Lagway throwing 50 times in a football game against LSU's defense? Why is that happening?
You should not be.
That you were never down by so much that you just had to keep throwing. You just had to keep throwing. And they 100%. Just kept going back to it.
Yeah. Well, listen, is Napier the guy? I'm conflicted on this. And I know most everybody's going to say no. And listen, at this point, no is correct. I mean, is he going to win an SEC championship? I want to give him a break because of the ridiculous schedule he had last year, and they went on a great run at the end of the year. I thought that was incredibly impressive. He's done a really good job in recruiting. But his game management is so bad. It's so bad. To your point, they need to be running the football.
Even late in that game, before Lagway threw his last pick, it's 20-10. There's less than 3 minutes in the football game.
Yeah.
Where's the urgency? It's like
urgency.
That. It's like that word is just not in Billy Napier's vocabulary.
Yeah,
it's
no urgency whatsoever. They're running the football. With 2.5 minutes to go, down 2 scores.
Well, they're doing like full huddles and everything too. Yeah. It's like you got to get some tempo going there.
Yeah, that was weird, and that's what I'm talking. His game management is really, really weird, and it was last week not using his timeouts on defense. Yeah, that's just you got to be better. So, but they've got some talent there. So let's see what Gruden can do with it.
They do, but it's not ideal that now they have to go and play. Now they got to go play Miami, which is not ideal. By the way, why is that game the college game day game? Can someone please explain that one to me?
Miami versus Florida.
Why is that college game day when I have Indiana and Illinois who are both ranked inside the top 15 and that's not college game day, or Utah, Texas Tech, something different? No, we're just going to go Miami, Florida. Why? 1 and 2 Florida college game day? Really?
Well, maybe it's Miami. They're bowing down to Miami.
Are they? Or are they just trying to get another SEC school on game day?
Well, that could be part of it, but also it's an excuse for them not to go to Tallahassee for FSU Miami.
That would be so crazy if they did
think
not
about
go to that game. If they did not go to that for game day, there's no other game that's even close to that game in week 5.
I haven't looked at other games on the schedule. Is there anything?
I will take a quick peek, but last time I checked, I did not see anything. Here, I have it up right here. The only other ranked matchup that week is Vanderbilt at Alabama.
Well, there you go.
That's it.
The story is Vandy.
That's the only ranked matchup that week is Vandy, Alabama, and then Florida State, Miami.
Then they're going to Vandy, Alabama. If Vandy stays undefeated, which they're undefeated, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could see them making a case for that. Absolutely. Especially since Vandy beat Alabama last year up there and the goalpost went into the river. Remember? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll start probably making a case for it this week. They'll send Herb Street out and be like, ooh, this is a good matchup coming up in a few weeks. Vandy and Alabama. You watch. You watch. I'll believe they'll show up at FSU when they show up at FSU. I'll believe it then. And not until. I don't know why there's so much. I'm not gonna put up anything else on Burrow. Come on, what are we talking about here? Tommy Fitzgerald says if I think Lagway doesn't give LSU 7 points and 4 extra possessions on top of that, Florida wins the game. Yeah, I'm with you, Timothy. I mean, that's a tough place to play. The Gators got beat the week before, but they did not lay down. They went in there. I thought they played spirited ball, but way too many mistakes. Way too many. What did we say on Friday? Don't get a penalty to call back a touchdown. 87-yard touchdown call back. You cannot make those mistakes. 5 interceptions. I mean, yeah, they're going to have to let it play out. I mean, remember everybody had Napier fired after what were they 2-3, and then they go on the late season run. So let's let it play out and see where we're at. By the way, We can't have nice things at FSU, right? Already, defensive coordinator Tony White being mentioned as a possible replacement at UCLA. Two coaches already fired. Have we ever seen that in college football? Week 3, 2 coaches gone?
No, and I don't know if it does any good for your program, especially like because of the new rules. There's a 30-day window where players from those teams can now hit the transfer portal immediately. So things could get a lot worse for
During
UCLA and Virginia Tech. Yeah. But if you're UCLA, like you can't lose like that to New Mexico. You just can't. And Virginia Tech, I mean, Old Dominion, really?
It's blown out at home.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Deshaun Foster seemed like a nightmare of a hiring at the time.
Yeah.
And he did nothing to prove that differently. And it is kind of funny that all the jokes and the memes about Nico Imaliava going to UCLA and then looking at Tennessee with Joey Aguilar. I mean, talk about the biggest loser in college football. It's probably that young kid.
How'd that work out?
Did not work out. Did not work out well. And Brent Pry, same thing. I mean, just can't win one-score games. He was like 1-14 in one-score games at Virginia Tech, and then you're getting blown out against Old Dominion. Yeah, I mean, what else were you going to do?
Yeah, that's not going to work. So, all right. So, who do the Gators go down to Miami next week?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be a better game than people think. I think that's going to be a much better game than people think. We'll see about Miami. Yeah, this is a game. Now, last week, it was a good USF team, a good plucky USF team, but USF has 7 4-stars. Miami had what, 45 or 4 or 5 stars? So this week, it's going to be talent-wise, it's going to be a little more even with the Gators, and we'll see. We'll see. I think Miami's really good. I think they win the game, and we'll get into it later on in the week. I think this is as good a team as I've seen since 2001. They're really, really good on I don't see any weakness in this team. Their receivers are ridiculously good. CJ Daniels, Joshua Moore, Malachi Tony. I mean, they those guys, and they lost their top 6 pass catchers, and they come back and get these 3. Boy, the portal giveth and the portal taketh away. But man, Carson Beck sitting back there in that pocket, nobody near him with those receivers, just throw it up. I mean, they're a really good football team. Look, if Miami doesn't win the ACC this year, yeah,
especially because the ACC right now, until further notice, looks like a 2-team race. I mean, you can maybe throw. I was going to say you can maybe throw Georgia Tech in there. I like Georgia Tech. I'm not convinced that they can stay with those teams.
Yeah,
but I don't know. That Miami-Florida State game is going to be very telling.
Huge.
It's going to be very telling.
Yeah, and we don't know how good Florida State is. I mean, I think they're really good. I don't think they're good enough to beat Miami. I don't think they're that good. But on your home field,
Florida State's in a lot better situation in the trenches this year than they've been in recent. But I don't know. Miami they have the size of like a dominant team.
Yeah, and they have really good skill players. I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
That's
a lot of football to get there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that has to be played out. So we'll see. And injuries could be a part of that. So we'll see where it goes. All right, we got lots more comments to get to. I see you guys, so we'll get to those when we come back. We're going to talk a little Rays baseball, talk some more Bucs as well, and what happened around the league. Boy, some crazy finishes yesterday. Whew, some weird stuff going on in the league. So we'll get to that. And how about the Colts and their new owner on the sidelines taking notes? Yes, he was listening to the play calls. Hey, baby, they're 2-0. They must be doing something right. Hey, if you guys are looking for a contractor, OnSiteConstructionFL.com is the website, OnSiteConstructionFL.com. Check them out. Go to the website, see all the great work that they've done, see all their 5-star reviews. If you're looking for a contractor to add on to your home, to build from scratch, residential, commercial, whatever, OnSiteConstructionFL.com is the place to go. And make sure you get on their preferred client list, so when there's a hurricane and you need a contractor, you're already grandfathered in and you're on the list to get priority. That's OnSiteConstructionFL.com. All right, back at 3.
The Golden Diamond Source is working every day to be your family jeweler. Right now, a $5,000 engagement ring with 0% interest can be yours for just $83. So don't let the holidays sneak up on you this year. Now is the time to get ahead with their in-store layaway. Trade in your old jewelry for cash. Gold has never been higher. The Golden Diamond Source is offering the highest ever trade-in values for your gold and diamond jewelry. Now is the time to get your holiday shopping started. So come in now, relax, shop, and save at the Golden Diamond Source. We love Julie and Steve Weintraub, great local philanthropists, and you can find them at 3800 Olmerton Road in Clearwater, where you'll always find the perfect gift, only at the Golden Diamond Source. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES.
With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here on this Buccaneers Monday as we get set to watch Monday Night Football tonight. Bucs and Texans. Bucs are 2.5-point underdogs in this one. Interesting. To the Texans at home. And I think it went from 44.5 to 42.5 now, the over-under. I was pretty solid on the under, but 42.5 is pretty low. So I may stay away from that. Welcome back into the show, brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. You know, folks, if you're looking for an engagement ring, it's the only place to go. Nick went there. I went there. You should go there. Great staff, great selection. They're not going to try to bully you into something you don't want, and you know what you're getting is the real thing. And do not get a fake diamond. That's a really bad idea. Get the real thing and go to the Golden Diamond Source. They've been doing this for over 40 years, folks. You can trust them that what they say and what that diamond is exactly what it is. Now, you can't do that in most other places. A lot of fly-by-night places, you don't want to do cheap prices. Buying online, bad idea. Gold and Diamond Source is the place to go, folks. 3800 Alberton Road, always online at the goldendiamondsource.com. All right, so just to reset a little bit here, tonight we got Bucs and Texans, 7 o'clock. Don't forget, folks, 2 games tonight. What's the second game?
The Raiders and Chargers.
Raiders and Chargers. And as we go through the NFL, which we will here in just a second, of some of the scores from yesterday and some of the events that happened. Injuries tonight are obviously the key, in case you missed it. No Wirfs, no Godwin. Gedeke is iffy. We'll see if he can go. He's got a foot injury. If he doesn't go, then it's Charlie Heck. Barton is going to be at left tackle, right? And I'm guessing this is the lineup. So Barton at left tackle, Michael Jordan at left guard, Bredesen at center, Cody Mock at right guard, and Hecht at right tackle. That's not what we were looking forward to at the beginning of the season as our offensive line, which, was one of the big reasons I picked the Bucs to win, 10, 11, maybe even 12 games. So, and you're not getting to 12 with that offensive line. Hate to say it, but you're not. No way. And when does Tristan Wirfs come back and Godwin both practiced this past week? So that's all very, very positive. So we'll see tonight what happens. If you have any questions about Bucs game tonight, we did a little preview of that in the first one. Bring it up, and we'll see what we can do to answer those questions. All right, you want to go around the league a little bit about what happened with first of all, I mentioned the Colts-Broncos game because I didn't see the Colts being 2-0. Did you? No.
No, not with Daniel Jones, no.
Daniel Jones yesterday, 74.2% expected completion percentage. Is now thrown for, that's 2 games, thrown for 616 yards, 5 touchdowns and no picks with a 111 rating. Daniel Jones playing for the Indianapolis Colts, who are now 2-0. They beat the Broncos yesterday. And their new owner, Carly Ursay Gordon, young lady down on the sideline, had the headset on, taking notes.
She had the bling on too. Did you see the necklace she was wearing?
She did have the bling on. Listen, it doesn't matter if it's male or female. I don't want my owner down on the sideline, taking notes, listening on the headset.
I heard Cam Bynum, the safety, said that. I think he was speaking with Kay Adams earlier this week, and he was saying, like, even when we're in the weight room, she's in there like doing it with us and everything. Like, she's like very involved and they seem to like it though. Like, I don't think anybody's like thrown off by it. And my goodness, I mean, the first 2 weeks, it hasn't really mattered at all. I don't hate it. I mean, I think, there's like, you could be like the Jerry Jones where you're like involved way too much. Mm-hmm. And then there's owners who like take a complete back seat and just let football people do the football thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much, she was involved in the organization before Jim Irsay's death or even at all, or how much knowledge she has of all this. Maybe this is her way of trying to like, ingratiate herself with everything that's going on in the organization. And it's a unique thing. And I don't think I have a serious problem with it at all, especially if the players and coaches don't seem to have a problem with it.
Well, they're certainly not going to say anything publicly.
Right.
I mean, let's just be honest about that. There's a lot of trepidation to that because we know what that would bring from a gender perspective and everything else. And like I said, this has nothing to do with her gender, obviously. It's about, have you ever seen an owner on the sideline with a headset on taking notes? I've not seen that. Now, listen, to your point, if she's going to the coach saying, I think we should have run something different on 3rd and 5, we got problems. Now, if she's just taking an interest in the team and there to be a sounding board and what do you guys need? Is there anything I can provide or help out? which I don't know why you would be having a headset on to need that. I don't know. It just seems a little bit too much for me. It's a little bit over the top.
The flip side of that is it's her team and she can do whatever she wants at the end of the day.
Hell
It's a multi-billion-dollar enterprise.
Listen, I'm not begrudging her the opportunity to do it. Absolutely. But I'd be saying the same. If Ed Glazer or Joel were down on the sideline, or Darcy, I mean, we have a female owner too. If whoever it is was down on the sideline with a headset on taking notes, no, that's not. I'm sorry. That's not the realm for the owner. That's not where you should be. That's not what you should be doing, in my opinion. I don't like the look of it. I think it's a bad precedent. And whenever ownership gets that murked up into it, it never ends well, i.e. the Cowboys for the past 30 years. So
going well right now. I mean,
it's going well right now.
You can't fluke your way into 300 plus passing yards for Daniel Jones and 165 rushing yards for Jonathan Taylor against that defense. I mean, that's people were saying.
You think she's calling the plays?
No, I'm just giving compliment to the Colts now. I mean, that's anybody that was like not sold after what they did in week 1 to do that against that defense, who some were saying that was the best defense in football, go for over 500. I mean, goodness, you can't fake that.
Yeah. No, the Broncos defense is supposed to be legit. So, yeah, what happened? And by the way, Cam Bynum with his pick yesterday and that celebration with the Colts mascot, whatever that Colts mascot is. What is that thing? Horsey? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Some
kind of horse thing. Sure.
Did you see the celebration? Put the ball under his belt, and then
that's the Cam Bynum special. Last year in Minnesota, that's what they were known for. All these celebrations after, very creative, and he's at the centerpiece of that.
That was a good one. But as Key and Peele taught us, 2 pumps. You get 2 pumps. He went more than 2 pelvic pumps and did not get flagged. So I was very surprised by that.
He might not want to test his luck again. Leave it at 2 going forward.
We know this. Key and Peele proved it. 2 pumps, you can get away with. 3 pumps. No.
Yeah, you got to put the women and children away if you're going to go over 3 pumps or more. You got to put the women and children in bed.
Especially with a mascot. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Lonnie Wilkins was in here earlier. Where's old Lonnie? Going back in my there we go. Yes, I saw Lonnie at the Cubs game. He came up and said hello to us. What a beautiful weekend at Wrigley Field. Yeah, it was indeed. I think I got a little bit. There's the fan stream. There's our seats right there, right behind home plate. Literally right behind home plate. How about that? Had some other pictures, but didn't download. Had a picture of me and Lonnie. Lonnie came out. Lonnie does the Jumbotron and all game presentation stuff. So he came over to say hello. So it was great to see him. And what a day, man. That place is just packed. And it's really comfortable. It's really comfortable. You know, even though it's 40,000 people, they have tons of – you didn't have to wait long in line for the bathroom or the or to buy a $18 beer. No, God, they must make a lot of money there. Holy hell. They don't re-sign Kyle Tucker. It ain't for lack of money, I can tell you that. 40,000, 42,000. The rooftops were packed. The weather was perfect. The ivy on the wall. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. It was so fun. If you guys have not been to Wrigley Field, and I love that experience. And we're building a new stadium. We have to create something like that. You can't create something like that in the modern time. You can build at Camden Yards. A lot of these retro ballparks, Coors Field, Camden, all of them have a lot of accoutrement and great stuff, but you just can't replicate that. And God bless Chicago, because I know at one point they were thinking about just knocking it down and building a new one like they did in Yankee Stadium, which nobody likes the new Yankee Stadium. But this while you still can, because it ain't going to last forever, go to Wrigley Field, especially on a September day like that. It's just absolutely, and then you pour out of Wrigley Field, and then there's Wrigleyville. So we went walking around to the bars and places. Just a really, really cool vibe in Chicago. And, I think Chicago, to my son's point, my son Colin, it gets a bad rap because of all the crime and everything else. But when you're up around Wrigley Field and downtown Chicago, it's clean. And the subway's not clean. The L's not clean. Don't get me, that place is nasty. The trains are nasty. I love that they have them, but man, I would stay away from that if I were you. The smell of urine is quite pungent. But other than that, the city, it feels safe. It feels clean. It's a beautiful, wonderful, and the architecture of Chicago, man, it's incredible, especially down on the river. You just walking around, the cathedrals, the architecture everywhere in Chicago is just super, super cool. I love going to that town. The food is fantastic. The people, for the most part, are really, really nice. And if you're going to Wrigley Field in that area, it is a great, great experience. And I got to see the Rays win, which was nice.
Yes. There was some controversy that you were wearing a Cub shirt, I heard.
I was. Yeah. I refuse to wear anything Rays until the team is sold, which, by the way, we had a date of September 15th that we thought it was going to be closed. I don't, they're not going to have a signing celebration. They're not going to, do this and with the cameras and everything rolling. So it will happen in a boardroom somewhere, I'm sure, and then we'll know about it, and they'll have a press conference for the new owners probably after the season, after the World Series. So stay tuned for that. But the sale is still on. Don't worry, folks; it's going through, and then shortly thereafter will be the stadium experience one more time. Where's it going to be? How's it going to be?
Hopefully, a lot quicker. Hopefully, a lot quicker this time. Let's not do the. We just simply can't. We can't do 20 years of this, obviously, anyway. But I mean, we've been down this road so many times. We know what the spots are. I think Tampa knows what they can give at this point. They have to. Let's knock this out in some reasonable time frame, please.
Barring anything crazy that happens, I think that will happen. They've got a template for this. There's a lot of stuff flying back and forth about Orlando and this, that, and the other. Look, this group is well capitalized. I think this right now, it's just very much focused on getting this stadium done in Tampa. And there's going to be a political component to this, obviously, and we have to see what the deal is. But I think they're going to be able to create the CRA, these special taxing districts that will basically fund this stadium from a public side, but with user fees for development and people that go down and spend money in that particular district, just like they did in Atlanta and other places. So it's not going to be this huge, public gift that we were going to see in St. Pete, the boondoggle. It's not going to be that. And these new ownership group knows exactly what this deal is going to look like for the most part, the framework. And they're okay with it. They're okay with putting in most of their money to do this deal. So unless there's a huge political, and I think this was a brilliant move by Hagan to come out and say, look, it's Tampa's to lose. And if we don't get this done, shame on us. And it's going to go to Orlando. And I think it's a brilliant move because now
I still think though, if Tampa for whatever reason is not able to get this figured out, I still think, in spite of everything that happened with St. Pete, I still think that would come back into play. I really do. Before they even entertain relocation completely.
I don't know. You're talking about a refab of the Trop?
I don't even know if it's that in particular. I'm just saying in general, I feel like before they even would entertain getting to Orlando or anything like that, I think they would exhaust Tampa first and then St. Pete second. And if we strike out both on that, then I don't know what else you can do.
Yeah, I don't see a way forward in St. Pete. I don't. I think they've already kind of moved on in their minds anyway. I don't see a way. And I don't think MLB, this deal would not be getting done now if they weren't almost 9. I won't put a percentage on it. If they weren't really, really confident that they could get a deal done.
Yeah, I agree. I think ultimately, like, there's too much momentum. There's too much sort of like everybody's on the same page. Like, okay, Tampa's the place. Let's knock this out. But I'm just saying, in the event that didn't happen, I think we all would agree we would pick St. Pete over losing this team to Orlando or whatever. I think that's what I'm basically saying. Yeah,
I agree. Well, no, I don't agree. I don't think it's ever going to get back to St. Pete. I just don't think that's happened. I think that window has closed. I really do. All right. Other games, Colts, Broncos. We talked about that. And by the way, did you see Bo Nix give the Heisman to Sean Payton? We had two of these yesterday. Bo Nix basically saying, get out of my face, head coach, after throwing a pick. And Trevor Lawrence giving Liam Cohen, get out of my face. I mean, is this I don't know. I don't know what was said by each person or each coach. I think it's a bad look. I think it's a bad look for the NFL. I think it's a bad look for these quarterbacks. I mean, now Liam Cohen certainly doesn't have the gravitas of Sean Payton. I mean, I get that. But who is Trevor Lawrence to be waving off anybody? I know, look, he's a good player, but has he reached his potential?
Is he a good player?
Yeah, we don't even know that. Like, you're waving off Liam Cohen?
I don't know. I've seen Trevor Lawrence with now this is the third different head coach. And I mean, it's only 2-game sample size, but I certainly don't see the same sort of rapport and whatever that Liam Cohen had with Baker Mayfield and the level that he played at. I certainly don't see that with Trevor Lawrence through 2 games. I don't think he looks all that different from what he was before. So it looks like a bad look, especially when you lose. I don't know what the situation was there. If it was Trevor Lawrence who was like adamant, we're going for it on 4. I mean, I can't even really say that because Liam Cohen afterwards was asked about it and was like, that was 100% go. Based on every analytic and everything that we follow through, that was 100% go. And by the way, your star receiver just dropped the football.
Yeah.
And Brian Thomas Jr. in that moment. So I don't know. It's tough to judge because we have no idea what was said or what they were arguing about. And you're never going to know, quite honestly.
It's not a good look, though. We can agree on that.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
Christopher Cole says Atlanta's AJ Terrell blew out his hamstring yesterday. I did not see that. Is that?
Yeah, he got hurt in the second quarter, I want to say. Came off the field with help, and he definitely looked like when they showed the replay of it, he was running with his receiver, and then all of a sudden he just fell down and grabbed his hamstring. So don't know what's going to happen there, but it's a good opportunity for us to talk a little bit about that game yesterday because I saw the comment up here from Timothy Fitzgerald. He said, so after last night, do you think the Falcons are better than we thought and that's a better win than we realized, or does Minnesota just suck that bad and the Bears are a laughingstock? I would tell you this. I think the Falcons, we would agree, got the guy at quarterback. Now, he didn't have to do much yesterday because the Falcons were ahead and they were going to run the football and they were having so much success with it. So Michael Penix was whatever yesterday, but I think there's obviously more to him. If they run the football that way, clearly their offense is going to be really, really good. And I think the biggest thing with Atlanta, their defense had a way better mark improvement. And in particular, these 4 rookies, wow. I mean, yesterday, Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr. up front, and then in the secondary, Xavier Watts from Notre Dame is making plays, and he was making plays against the Bucs too. And then Billy Bowman Jr., a 5th-round pick at safety from Oklahoma. He had a big-time interception yesterday against J.J. McCarthy. That, to me, is the biggest thing with Atlanta, is it looks like they've got a defense all of a sudden. And, yeah, the Vikings, they have no O-line at the moment. They're struggling at left tackle and right tackle. McCarthy is still in a development phase for sure.
Yeah.
But holding them to 6 points in that stadium, that should not be overlooked.
No, I agree. I think Atlanta looked really good last night. I think Penix is the real deal. He gets the ball out so fast, so accurately. I think he's the real deal. And their defense is better, but losing Terrell is huge. That is a huge blow to what they do because he's by far their best cover corner.
Yeah, they don't. That's the thing. They don't have much else at corner behind Terrell, so you got to wait to see a diagnosis on that one.
Robert Brooks says, you picked a great game to see at Wrigley. Love seeing a game there. Looked like it was a great day in Chicago. Couldn't have been any better, bro. Could not have been any better. John O'Leary says, Tennessee coach cost them the game against UGA. He froze his kicker who missed the game winner, wasted 5 plays and got offsides. Don't delay a young kicker. Send him out early and kick. I do not disagree with that, John O'Leary. I think you're spot on. That seemed like a weird thing to me. You know, it's like they took forever to kick the damn ball, and then they get the penalty. And I'm like, oh, yeah, brutal.
College kickers, you never know.
It always feels like, though, the more you play for the field goal, the more it comes back to bite you in the ass. You're moving the football. I get it, but, you know, go ahead and kick it. And I know he's trying to kill time, too. You don't want to leave too much time for the other team. But
the only time in sports that you should ever play for the field goal is when you have a kicker named Brandon Aubrey. I think that's what I've learned because, goodness gracious, man,
that one he made from 64, dude.
It's good from 75. I mean, he's in his story. Like I feel like I hear his story every game to the point where we all know it, but like it is remarkable. Just sitting on the couch watching football. Someone missed a field goal and his wife was just like, hey, you could do that. Why don't you talk? And he went on the path, played in the USFL at first,
yeah.
Now he's the undisputed best kicker in football. He's the best long-range kicker that I think we have ever seen. And it was to the point where in overtime, Russell Wilson throws that pick, which Russ played a great game, but unfortunately what he did in overtime sort of clouded it. Pick. But it's like the Cowboys knew, like, oh, we don't really have to go that far to get Aubrey in there. They definitely played for the field goal. And it's like I remember the commentary, I think it was Joe Davis, was like, all right, now they got a chip shot for Aubrey, and it's 55 yards.
Yeah.
Like it must be nice.
Well, I guess the last one he hit was 46. Dak had a big run right up the middle that got him into, and it's 46.
Oh yeah.
But even 64, it's like he kicks so effortlessly.
Yes,
like,
he's like
onto his shoulder pads.
Yeah.
And he's just like boom.
Yeah, and his heart rate, like, what is it, 35? Like, there's just no worry on that guy's face.
I mean, probably because he doesn't really, like just going out there. It's like, a day job. Go kick a couple of field goals here. Yeah. What a weapon. How about the Cowboys? How about them Cowboys?
Well, the best thing with the Cowboys through 2 weeks is Dak Prescott is back to his 2023 form when he finished second MVP. Dak is playing as well as any quarterback in the league at the moment, and I mean that. He's been unreal, but that defense, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you cannot. I'm sorry, but in the year of our Lord 2025, you cannot have Russell Wilson dropping 37 points on you and all these moon balls like it's 2015 all over again. In the year of our Lord 2025, you cannot do that. So the Cowboys have a ceiling because of that.
Lonnie Wilkins says, I saw a lot of Rays fans in Chicago. Unlike what local media wants you to think, the Rays franchise is alive and well. I saw Yandy up close yesterday pregame. That man is ginormous. Yeah, he is. He's a big dude. Yeah, this Rays fan base, we saw a lot of Rays fans there. It is alive and well. This team has just been languishing in it's stadium ownership fatigue, man. And once this is taken care of, I really see this franchise just exploding. I think it's going to be tremendous. I know that how people feel about baseball in this marketplace, and we've done everything wrong in terms of marketing the team, location of the team, stadium everything has been wrong, and we still have a tremendous fan base, tremendous. And I think it's going to explode even more once we get rid of this owner. Bucs Race Bolt says, are you guys worried about the Texans? Yeah, it's a toss-up game. I mean, you're on the road on Monday Night Football. We have not played well. It's time to step up, though. It's time to step up and defend. Go out. This defense is improved. Go out and win the game.
Yeah, I would tell you this. I mean, I have the Bucs winning tonight, not by much, but originally when I was going through this, I actually had the Texans winning it.
Yeah,
but
so did
I really did. But even the healthy offensive line for the Texans, I don't like it.
It's bad.
I don't like their options. I mean, I know Nick Chubb looked okay last week against the Rams, but I'm not sold on that.
Run on the Bucs.
Yeah, I just don't.
They're not gonna run.
Yeah, it's just going to be. This is going to be a defensive battle. I know that. I mean, the flip side of that is we have to consider that Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter could take over this football game.
Right.
That has to be considered. So I'm definitely not overlooking the Texans, and they don't want to go 0-2. And that was part of the reason why I think I almost wanted to pick the Texans, because I was like, are they really going to start out 0-2? Is that really going to happen? But I think the Bucs have just enough to get it done tonight, hopefully.
Rick says my Jerry Johnson sounds like Morgan Freeman. What?
It did kind of sound. Give it to us again.
My Jerry Jones. I like Micah Parsons, but he's not worth the money.
It sounds like a mixture of the two. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. Sorry.
No, it's not bad.
Come on, man.
It's not bad.
I'm trying to get through this show today. Isn't it every time you travel, How much vitamin C you take. It's not going to work. Rick says Dolphins soft as their head coach. Oh, the Dolphins are.
I don't know if there's betting out there for the first head coach to get fired, but McDaniel's a dead man walking. There's just.
Oh, God, yes.
I mean, and Tua, I mean, this guy is regressing in front of our eyes. It's like first read's gone. He has no idea. He just is completely shot, and they have no future, the Dolphins. They have none.
Jordan G says, I disagree, JP. LSU wasn't impressive, but the team didn't stick around for the alma mater after the game. A first sign of players quitting. This is Mullen's final few games all over again. Oh, so the Florida team didn't stick around for the alma mater? Do they do that on the road too when they lose?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Jordan, let me know. So the Florida team does the alma mater on the road after they lose? And the players are supposed to stick around for that?
I don't know. Even if that's a thing, like, I don't put much stock into that. I mean, you just went out on the road and you lost a game like that you could have won.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the first thing people want to do is just get off the field and go home.
Yeah. I didn't think they did that after a loss on the road.
Maybe, I don't know, but I'm not putting much stock into it either way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you lose an emotional game on the road like that, no, I don't expect my players to stand out there for that. But on the road, no, I don't think so. Timothy Fitzgerald says, though, Florida has to be looking at Arch Manning and thinking we should win that game. How about that? How about Arch Manning not the answer?
He got booed off the field at half against UTEP at home.
At home?
Steve Sarkisian tried to downplay it in the week. This whole thing about Arch potentially having an injury. I think it's a fair point. Either he is injured or he drastically changed his throwing motion in the offseason and nobody knew about it. I don't know what happened there. All I know is this guy is completely behind it right now. I mean, he had at one point 9 incompletions in a row against UTEP, and he can't even complete a screen pass. And I was going to bring this up today, JP, because we talked about it. Like, what is going on with quarterback play in college football right now? Is this the worst it's ever been? Because I don't know if we have an issue, like I said earlier, of crowning players too early, but all of the preseason darlings from Lagway, Arch, Nussmeier, Klubnik, Lenore Sellers. I mean, goodness gracious, all these players are doing, they look very just off it right now. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if this is like an epidemic where coaches just are not developed. They don't know how to develop quarterbacks anymore. I mean, Tom Brady was on Colin Cowherd's show this week. There was a great 5-minute clip going around. It's on Twitter. Find it. It's great. And Brady was talking about why people just don't know how to develop quarterbacks anymore. And he was talking a lot about how Bill was actually really influential in helping him and the stuff that he did. And it's stuff that's just not happening anymore. And I feel like, these guys all have the physical talent, but everything up here, I don't know if we're teaching these quarterbacks how to be a quarterback. It's so much RPO. It's so much just try to hit this play. I don't know if anybody's looking down. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's diagnosing anything pre-snap anymore and trying to see what the defense is giving them and checking out of stuff. I don't know if we're doing this because all of these quarterbacks just look completely lost to me.
Yeah, I think we're having a little bit of lag there. I think it's we've talked about this for years and years, how it's become a more athletic position, the quarterback position. The RPO games and those are very effective, and it's easier to teach. And I think it's more effective because you're using so much more of the field. The problem is when you get to the NFL, the RPO game, it still works. I mean, the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. But I think we're catching up in the NFL. But the bottom line is is in college, if you're, I think they're catching up from a defensive standpoint as well. And it goes to pendulum, right? It goes back and forth. Teams practicing against RPOs. It's just now it's not as unique as it used to be, and linebackers are getting better at playing it. So now you have to diagnose more from the pocket and play more from the pocket. But players really haven't been taught that. And it's really freaking hard. That's the thing about, Brady talks about this. It is really, your preparation level has to be so much, there's so many more hours. You have to be so much better at diagnosing defenses. I mean, in teaching the RPO game and reading half the field, which is what a lot of these college offenses do, it's pretty simple stuff. And the better you get and the higher you get up on these levels, these defensive coordinators are really good too. And they're great athletes on the other side. And they're getting used to playing these. So, I think there's going to be a little bit of a gulf. And maybe the other thing is, just every year, maybe you just have a bad crop of quarterbacks. Maybe this is just not a great crop of guys. And I'll tell you this, Arch Manning, and I saw this last year. When he played, I was like, okay, he's good, but he's not the second coming. When I look at from a personality standpoint, he doesn't seem like a real alpha to me, to be quite honest. He's just, I don't know if he's got the chops to do it. And maybe this is
comfortable in the spotlight. I don't know the guy. We're only judging off of off of body language and stuff like that, which is hard to quantify, but he doesn't strike me as a guy that relishes being in it.
Well, he's shunned the spotlight for the most part. But the problem is your name is Arch Manning and you play football in Texas. And it's just, you can't
just none of that explains though why his mechanics are just so bad. Like, they are bad. Like, that's what I can't figure out. Like, and he comes from the Royal Highness family of football, and you would think that those things would be cleaned up a little bit. Like, you can live with some stuff on the football field, but I can't live with bad mechanics and a throwing motion that looks like it's been changed overnight.
Yeah, Timothy Fitzgerald says, yes, Texas is staring down the barrel of 7-5 or 8-4 season at OU. Defense is going to destroy Arch. Yeah, that Oklahoma defense is legit.
I mean, no, that Florida-Texas game in 2 weeks might just be a game of who doesn't self-implode more at quarterback.
Yeah, could be. All right, we'll take one more break. We'll come back and get around the NFL a little bit more, tell you about some of the other games that went down. We'll get to your comments as well. We're brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Air Conditioning, a great duo. If you need a new unit, that's where you go, thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Call them up. They'll give you a 1-year free maintenance schedule with a new unit, and they'll install the best there is. That's American Standard, the most reliable, the most efficient. That's the one you need. Do not skimp out, folks. Get the best. American Standard and thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Back in 3.
JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. Head on over there to watch the game tonight. Great place. The happy hour, 3 to 7 o'clock. So get there for pregame. Get your $3 domestic drafts, $5 wells. Get the $8. The buffalo chicken dip is so good. And the wings, 12 wings, $12. All there for you tonight at Monday Night Football. Get there early, 3 to 7 happy hour. Get your spot. Great place to watch the game tonight. Bucs and Texans. 7 o'clock kickoff. Do not miss it at Riveters. Just about a few blocks north of 275, about a mile, half a mile, somewhere in there, south of Ray J. And, of course, the Stein as well. So always a great place to go before and after the game's over there. There you go. All right. Other NFL games yesterday that caught your eye, my friend.
I wanted to go 49ers, Eagles, Eagles, Chiefs, rather. Which was by far the biggest game of yesterday's slate. Defensive struggle, I think, is probably a good way to put that one. But we have to talk about the tush push. We just have to, because, I mean, I said all offseason I was not in favor of banning the play, because I don't think the explanation being, well, they just do it better than us and it's annoying. I don't think that was a good explanation for why you should ban a play. But I think yesterday this sort of came to a head because I don't know how many times it was clear on replay that the Eagles jumped offside and were already touching Chiefs defensive linemen while the ball was still sitting on the ground, on the playing surface. And it was never called. And I think it certainly had a little bit of an impact on the outcome. I mean, the Chiefs didn't do themselves any favors. Obviously, the interception in the end zone where Kelsey dropped it, and it went back the other way for however many yards it was. But Dean Blandino, the Fox Sports rules analyst, was literally like, yeah, I'm completely done with the tush push. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, the officials don't know how to legislate the rule. Like they're at a loss of how to like rule it. And if that's the case, if the officials cannot figure out how to, legislate the play, then it needs to go away.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a separate issue from the first part that I said. If we're at the point where you don't even know what's a penalty and what constitutes a penalty on that play, then it has to go away because it just, again, it was so silly yesterday.
I agree with everything you just said. And I think they've gotten to the point now where when they line up for this, it's like, anarchy. If somebody's lined up offsides, we're not going to call it on the defense. If somebody jumps forward on the offense, it's just going to be a scrum. It's just going to be a scrum. And it's got to the point of ridiculousness, but I still don't, it still feels weird to outlaw it. I don't know why it just still feels weird because they're so good at it and everybody else is not. So I don't know where to go with this play, but it's a huge advantage for the Eagles, but I think, and I don't, how do you legislate it? I don't know. And how do you outlaw it? I mean, at what point?
No, go ahead.
I mean, to me, it's always been, if we go back to the old rule where you can't help the ball carrier, you can't push the ball carrier, I think that takes care of all the issues because I don't think it's nearly as effective. If you can't push the guy, then it's not going to be as effective. I know Jalen Hurts squats 600 pounds. I know he's going to do it better than everybody. But if you ever watch that play and you study it, most of the time there is a stalemate. And it's that secondary push from behind that gets them the extra yards. And I think if we outlawed that, went back to the old rule, I think we'd be done with it. I don't think it would be as impactful. And I think it's a pretty easy way to get around it. You're not outlawing the play, you're outlawing that part of it.
It just seems like the officials, quite frankly, they can't see it. Like when the play starts, there's so many like big bodies in a small area like that. And we're asking them in real time to like see some, I just feel like they can't see it. And I think Dan Blandino basically said that. And if that's the point, if that's true, like it's like you said, it's just anarchy at that point, and you're just going to continue to have the opposing teams be pissed off about it even more. So I don't know, but I thought yesterday it just turned a little bit silly in that fourth quarter.
I would agree. The Saints fall to 0-2, losing 26-21 to the Mac Jones-led 49ers. He threw for 279 and a career high, tying 3 touchdowns as the banged-up 49ers beat New Orleans 26-21. What did we learn from this game? I think the Saints are a little better than we thought they were, maybe.
They're plucky, I guess.
They're plucky. That's a good way to put it. I mean, they ran for 121 yards yesterday. They held New Orleans to 77 yards rushing. 49ers. So McCaffrey had 13 carries, 55 yards. Not huge. So I don't know. I think
that was one of the best Rattlers played in his career.
Yeah. I think I think maybe the Saints are a little bit better, but I'm not too worried about either one of them to be quite honest. And I think the Bucs should beat both of them.
I'm certainly not worried about the Carolina Panthers either, who I'm just going to be completely honest. Like, I think we were all so focused on 49er. Why do I keep saying 49ers and Eagles? Goodness gracious. Eagles and Chiefs, that I don't think we were as locked in on Cardinals and Panthers yesterday in that 425 window. Yep. But Cardinals had a huge lead and gave that up completely up. And like I said, almost blew it there at the end. But the Panthers, again, Bryce Young turnovers, offensive line not getting it done. Dave Canales was getting outcoached big time by Arizona's DC. They could not diagnose a blitz pickup to save their life yesterday in that game. I mean, it looks like the NFC South again is a 2-team division. I mean, it's not even close. So the Panthers and Saints are still they look to me like 5-win teams again. Yeah,
agree. The Cardinals I thought would be better, but they're 2-0. They are 2-0. We talked a little bit about Atlanta. We got the Chargers and the Raiders tonight. Buffalo beat the Jets 30-10. Josh Allen got a bloody nose. I think Buffalo's really, really good, and I think the Jets are not. And we'll see them next week, probably without Justin Fields.
We'll see. If he can't go, it'll be Tyrod Taylor. I think you know what you're getting out of Tyrod Taylor at this point. But yeah, Justin Fields 3 for 11 for 27 yards. Everybody was freaking out, like, oh, look how good Fields played against the Steelers. Well, the Steelers are not a good football team. They just gave up 30 again on defense. Like, their defense stinks, and it's been that way. Like, the Steelers, I understand they make their playoffs and they win their 9-10. The Steelers are not a good football team, folks. I have no idea how in the world they continue to win football. They're not good at this, and their defense is not good. And they made Justin Fields look like an MVP candidate, and they played a real team and they got knocked down to size.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is my backup fantasy quarterback. I thought week 1, man, he'll be able to put up some points. Maybe not.
No. After
week 2. Detroit scoring 52 points on the Bears. Does this signal that Detroit is not going anywhere? That was a beatdown, and I think maybe Campbell had a little something for Ben Johnson. 52-21.
They really don't like him there now. Ben Johnson booed like crazy when he walked onto the field.
How about that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, would they really be mad about? I guess because he joined a division rival. I guess, but haven't we had this conversation before? Like, head coaching opportunities, like you got to take them when you get them.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, he could have had any other one he wanted, but he liked the Chicago situation the best. Like, I just didn't realize there was that much vitriol towards him.
Yep. Yeah. And how about the Bengals beat the Jags 31-27 to go to 2-0. A great start for them, but they lose Joe Burrow, as we mentioned, and Jake Browning comes on and throws 3 touchdowns. I think 3 picks as well. Listen, that he still got a couple of really good receivers to throw to in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So, but this was another late game, and Browning led a 15-play, 92-yard drive in which he completed 9 of 12 passes for 65 yards, including a 13-yard flare to running back Chase Brown on 4th and 3 at the 15. And, of course, it also featured Trevor Lawrence giving Liam Cohen the get out of my face. Waved him off after going 24-42, 271, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions for Trevor Lawrence. Your thoughts?
I'll do the Bengals thoughts because we talked about the Jags a little earlier. I think I know what the Bengals need, JP.
What's that?
They need a little unwavering faith in their locker room.
Some unwavering faith, do they?
Yeah, and you know who Mr. Unwavering Faith is?
Who's that?
It's Jameis Winston. They need a little Jameis Winston in their life.
If you don't like Jake Browning?
No, not really. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. No. No, I wouldn't hate. I mean, they gotta get a quarterback somewhere else. I mean, they got to add somebody. I know everybody's throwing out, they should call for Kirk Cousins I don't think they're going to call for Kirk Cousins, but I don't know. Jameis Winston throwing 50 passes a game to those receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be fun.
Yeah, that would be so fun. I would love to see him get a shot. Maybe he'll get a shot in New York. Although Russell put up big numbers, but that was a really bad interception late in the game.
That was weird.
Who knows more about that than Jameis?
Did you see that too? As Russell Wilson is having like the best game he's played in like 4 or 5 years. Like Daboll was mixing in Jackson Dart for like just in weird moments. Like he would bring in Dart to do a handoff. Like, did you see that yesterday? That was bizarre to me.
Yes. Yeah, that was bizarre. Daboll, I don't know what he's doing over there.
I don't know. Another staff that won't be long.
Jordan G is calling me out. He says ESPN extensively covers the ACC. I'm so tired of these vets FSU narrative from years ago. They will go to game day in tally. Jordan, I'll believe it when I see it. They might, but I'll believe it when I see it. There's a lot of bad blood there, bro. There's a lot of bad blood, but we'll see. James says Dominic Robinson, Deuce's dad, said, enjoy Tony White this year because he will be a head coach next year. I know. Doesn't that suck? He gets coordinator comes in, kicks ass at Florida State. I mean, it's only 2 games, so let's not crown him just yet. But he does look like He does look like head coach material. I would hate to lose him, but it's been 1 year, so we'll see. We'll see for Tony White. Hopefully we can keep him around, but he's so far it looks really, really good. Timothy Fitzgerald says, hey, JP, look at that 2022 recruiting class. Manning, Nico, Arnold, Malachi, Nelson, all five stars, all suck. You know, and that's the thing. Maybe this year's crop is just not as good as we think. I mean, we have to have an Elite 11, right? Every year, however many make the Elite 11 as high school recruits, and then they're kind of, you know, magically elevated as the next great quarterbacks. But we don't know. Nobody knows until these guys start playing. And maybe this is just a bad crop.
It's just like even 2 years ago, like remember like every week Jaden Daniels was doing like the craziest things on the football field.
Yeah.
And it was so fun to watch. Like there's that guy just doesn't exist in like the current crop. Like there's some guys out there who are playing well, like John Napier, for example, has been really well. That Napier kid out of Utah is playing really well. But I don't know. The level just seems a little bit off the last 2 years across college football.
Yeah, yeah. Bucs Basement says, I'm just so furious because Miami was ready last season, but we had a complete dog crap defensive coordinator that sabotaged the team. Well, they're good this year, but they still got to prove it. They got to prove it by winning the games that they should win. And until they do that, until they win the ACC, which they've never done, then the jury is out on Mr. Cristobal. NFL players don't respect their head coaches anymore, says Christopher Cole. I think that's pretty evident. You know, I think some of it has to do with the fact that what's Liam? He's 39, Liam. Some of these head coaches are so young. They're so young. And sometimes I think maybe it's hard to, you know, when you're on your almost same generation as your head coach, is it a little different? I don't know. I'm not saying it's okay, but Mike Stover says the Canes are going to eat us for dinner. Bumfuck Billy culture is only good for high school. So we'll put you down as a no for Billy Napier.
That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice.
Joe Forsland says FSU will beat Miami on a wide right kick from Miami, 21-20. Oh God, would that be fun? Oh my God, how would we celebrate that? All right, last one from Timothy Fitzgerald says, so after last night, I mean, do you think that the Falcons are better than we thought, and that's better than that win is better than we realized, or does Minnesota just suck? I think we did this one earlier. I do think Atlanta is better. I think they're a good football team. But losing A.J. Terrell is a big shot for them. Big time. All right. Okay, that'll do it for us here today on a Monday. Thank you guys for jumping in. We appreciate all the comments. Please like and subscribe on the podcast and on our YouTube page. Appreciate you, Nick. Great job today. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully Scott Reynolds will be able to join us for a little aftermath here as we have Bucs and Texans tonight. Peter Blake and I will be doing a post-game show tonight that we do each and every time, so join us for that after the game right on these same channels, and we will see you then and tomorrow as well on the JP Peterson Show.